What's up, guys? We're back working on the car. We got a lot done since the last video. I'm gonna go over everything we've done, really. So I had to replace the hard lines on the rack. If you don't drop the rack when you pull the LS motors out of these cars, because they sit so goddamn close to the pan, they squish them and they bend right here. This is the old one. I'll show you. Bent the shit out of it, trying to pull it out. It all bent right there. So I got new ones. Honestly, I got the last long one in the country. This long one right here. The guy that I got the parts from said this is the last one in the country, and they're on national back order. And he was surprised this one even came in. This other one wasn't that bad. Came in a day. Alright, I'm gonna put the car down. We got all the fuel lines done pretty much. I just left this one disconnected because I want to pull it down and probably brake clean it out and spray it down with the blower on the compressor. Alright, let me put it down. Alright, we got like 90% of the mechanical work done. Got all the oil lines ran. New oil lines, new oil cooler for the new motor. I got the exhaust and the wastegate dumps on. The exhaust, I didn't have these BTR valve covers when I first, we made the, I can't even talk. When we first made the turbo kit, I had stock valve covers. So this is how they're supposed to sit. And they were like touching the exhaust on this side, so I just moved them down to the bottom hole. So there's only one hole holding them on, and it moves them away from the exhaust. Same thing on this side. It wasn't as close on this side, but it was still close. And for the catch can breathers, I had to order special fitting instead, because these are 12 ORB off the valve cover. And my catch can's 10 AN, so I originally got the 12 ORB to 10 AN. But you can probably get a fitting on this side, but this side's real close. So I ordered direct 12 ORB 90. So it goes 12 ORB to a 90 and then to a 10 AN hose. What else? Heat wrap this normal line I've already had here before. We're gonna have to remake this line. Good thing I had some extra from last year. So I ended up buying like, how much did I buy last year? 100 feet or 50 feet? I can't even remember. That's what I got left over. It should be fine. To go from a 90 here all the way over. And it's gonna go down. It's a little bent, but it's gonna go down from there to the heat exchanger on the front, through the heat exchanger, and then back to the ice tank. We made this yesterday. I bought this little universal power steering reservoir off of eBay. We made this little bracket out of some scrap aluminum we had. I welded. Well, I didn't weld. I had picket weld AN bungs onto the bottom of this, and 8 to feed the pump itself, because last year I had the F-body pump where it was, where it was attached to the pump directly, but that's not going to fit anymore, so we welded an 8 bung onto the pump itself. I made that one hose last night from the reservoir over to the pump. I'm going to make a line from here to the rack, and from the rack to the pump. Those are 2 lines we're going to make. I gotta make this line right here. The fitting finally came in for this, so I can finish this. I have a fitting right here to go from that to -6 for the airlines. What else? Put the fittings in the blow-off valves and in the bottom of the vacuum block. Once we get all that mechanical stuff done, then I can start wiring it. Which should take a few days to get the Holley going. Maybe less. I got this all taped up. I didn't really want anything scratched. This is how it goes off the pan. There's 2 lines that come off the side of the pan for the remote bleeder. So this is the feed. It's gonna go feed from the oil pan to the filter, out of the filter, into the cooler, out of the cooler, back into the motor. I also got to get the fuel rails on. That's the only other two lines. I have to make the two lines in the front, off the regulator to the front of the rails, which are these two right here. I have the fittings already. We got the rest of the fittings over there. Came with the Motion Raceworks bracket for this automotive regulator. I gotta mount the regulator. I mean, not to mount the regulator. I gotta mount the rails on. And then put the Y in right here for the feed. And it's gonna go to a Y. And I need to make the 2 lines that go to the back of the rails. It goes through the rails. I make those 2 lines right there. The return's already made. Goes back to the tank. I don't know if we can see inside the car. I have to cut this up a little bit to fit the new 8-inch return, but we got 2 new dual 6 feeds that go to the bottom to the Y and goes to a 10. That goes all the way to the front, and that's gonna go to a Y to the back of the rails. And then the 8 return right here. I have turbo blankets I haven't put on yet. I ordered red and black. I'm probably just gonna go with the red because there's so much black going on. I gotta finish making the lines for this so I can drop this off and get this powder coated black so it matches everything. It doesn't look stupid with the. I don't want to spray paint it and make it look stupid. And then cut all this wiring out from last year because I don't need all this crap. I have a new throttle cable to go in, so it's a little progress. We'll be back in a few. Alright, so these are my fuel rails. I'm just cleaning them up a little bit. They're dirty as hell from last year. Last year I had the 8 on this side, -8 feed with the -6 return. This year we're gonna be we stepped it up to -10 feed with an 8 return. So I gotta take the 6 fitting out, put the new 10 fitting in, and then we just flip the rails to the opposite sides so that the 10's in the back and the 8's in the front for the return. I'm gonna finish cleaning this one up and changing the fitting, and then we'll put the new injectors I got right here. Some Snake Eaters. Only injector company I use. These are the 210s they offer. Just an LS3 style, short. Just 2 in there. I ran the Snake Eater 1500s for like the longest time, and I just upgraded to these and upgraded all the fuel system. Alright, so I'm a burnout. Not putting the injectors in now because I ordered the runs with the wrong fucking plug. My mistake. Good thing Brad from Snake Eater is the man. And he's gonna swap them out for the right ones. I'm just gonna send these back. I want my blueberry muffin either. Alright, so I'm gonna still try to make the fuel lines now. I'm gonna bolt the rails up with no injectors so I can finish the lines in the front and the back. And then once the injectors come in, I can just slap them in. And once we're done that, we're gonna start doing the power steering lines. And then that 1 line off the intercooler. And we should be done with AN lines. Hopefully. Alright, so we got the rails in because I'm waiting for the new injectors. They should be here today. Just a couple days later from last time I filmed. I got the front lines made for the front of the rails. I haven't made the back ones yet. I got the both power steering lines made to the reservoir. The reservoir's not here. I dropped it off to get powder coated. I have my extension harnesses for the IAC and the TPS. I'm just gonna zip tie these up underneath the intake. I just started putting those in. Already put the radiator in. Got all the radiator lines hooked up. Oil hose finally bolted in. Put my boy Davey in there. Rest in peace. Got the heat exchanger in. I have that 1 line over here. I put one. It's just being a pain in the ass. I gotta finish that, and that's the 1 line there, and then I gotta do the 2 lines in the back, and that'll be it. I have to have 1 line made from the power steering rack, not from the power steering pump to the rack. I'm gonna have it made at like a trucking place that's like crimped and shit. I don't want the thing ever leaking because it's a high pressure line. What else? That's pretty much it. Once I get those couple things done, I can start wiring it, and then I'll put the boost controller in, and I can start running the air lines to the boost controller. I already ran the vacuum lines for the blow-off valve and the fuel pressure regulator. I got this red line, kind of matches a little bit. I got this fitting in for the vacuum block. That's all together. I got all the push to connect fittings in the bottom of the vacuum block. This one's gonna go to the boost controller. That's pretty much it, the mechanical wise. Next video, we'll be working on wiring the car, getting the Holly in, which looks like a nightmare right now. I kind of got rid of all the crap that was over there. I'm just gonna, once I get it on the ground, I can push it off the lift. I can't really get the doors open while it's on the lift to do all the wiring and stuff. So next video, we'll be talking about the wiring and getting it wired up, and I don't know if we'll be starting it next video, but 100% the video after that will be the first startup. But for now, please subscribe, hit the like button, share, let me know what you think.